Welcome to my 3 mistakes series, where we tell you 3 mistakes you're making with factions so you can get better. Some of these apply to campaign, all of them apply to multiplayer. But most of them are actually, yeah, 2 out of these 3 apply to campaign as well as multiplayer. So you might as well pay attention. Okay, all 3 of them are going to happen in this replay. So let's do what we have to. One is just conceptual, because there's not a great way of showing it. It's just kind of a waste of your time. I don't know why. I mean, High Elves take regrowth for lots of reasons when you have the Fireborn or other things, but I sometimes see people panic regrowth Tyrion or Earthblood spam on Tyrion or heal Tyrion in any way. Don't ever do that. Stop it. You are wasting your Winds of Magic. He has Heart of Avalorn, which some people for some reason think procs only once. It procs as many times as it needs to. It has a 2-minute cooldown, but yeah, it'll proc. He has to get really low, but 25% isn't that terrible for Tyrion, and then this will heal him almost a heal cap with 1 cast, and then the second cast will finish off the healing. But if you're taking a life caster for the point of healing Tyrion, then you're trolling. Like, just take a damage caster of some kind, or take something that's worth healing that isn't Tyrion. But whenever I see somebody send in a replay of them healing Tyrion, I'm like, I don't want to watch this anymore. I don't want to put it on the channel because I'm just going to yell at them, and that's not good. So, tip 1. Don't heal Tyrion. Stop it. Stop it. He's fine. Because if you, like, the Sun Dragons are getting in position. We'll move on to point 2 in a second. But if you're taking Tyrion and you're paying for his heal, you might as well use the heal. Like, if you want a duelist that can't heal themselves and you need a life caster, like, I don't know, take Imric, right? That's what Imric's for. He's a great duelist. He just can't heal himself. Anyway, the next thing is Sun Dragons and dragons in general. Actually, yeah, not just Sun Dragons. All dragons. We need to talk about breath attacks. I see people use the wrong breath attack for situations, and it's really making me irate. So there is long distance breath attacks at the maximum range, and there are breath attacks directly on top of something. Both are incredibly useful, but they're useful at different things. So if you are attacking a multi-entity model, whether it is infantry, archers, sometimes artillery, and cavalry, you want to be as far away as possible when you start your breath attack. We will have 2 Sun Dragons demonstrate that pretty soon here. As this dragon goes for a side shot from max distance down the Jade Warriors. Beautiful stuff. Nearly kills them. Does many thousands of HP, and we have one go directly above. Not nearly as effective. And again, I don't bring this up because if there are people out there who already knew this stuff, then great, you already knew this stuff. I bring this up because I see it in a lot of replays, like new player tournaments. People submit stuff to me where we do max range breath attack on a single entity, and that does almost no damage. We can see here it did about 200-ish damage. But when you go from directly above, it did about 800-ish damage. So if you're attacking a single entity, get right above it. If you're attacking a multi-entity model, get as far away as possible, because then the spread of that breath attack, because your accuracy is worse at a distance, right? But when you're shooting a larger target, that just spreads your fire over more area, and you want to get up and nice and close because you need all of your damage to hit this one model, so you need to be as close as possible. So please stop using breath attacks on infantry at point blank range, and stop using breath attacks against single entities. And it's not just small single entities. Like, I see it, and I'm not trying to call it the person. So if you are who you are, it happens to a lot of people. But I saw a game recently in a new player tournament where a dragon lord used a zombie dragon breath attack against a flying demon of Tzeentch, and the demon was flying sideways, and it was at max range, and just the entire breath attack missed. And it's like, nah, you're gonna have to get that one at super close range, chief, because it's not gonna hit a single entity. Anyway. So stop doing that. Breath attacks. Multi-entity, far away. Single entity, up close. And finally, with the Elven Bolt Throwers, this applies to the Dark Elves as well. Spread shot and single shot are useful for different things. Spread shot is better against infantry. Single shot is better against cavalry and single entities and enemy artillery. That is why I generally say that spread shot is terrible, is because the use case for it is minimal, while the single shot has really good use case. I'm gonna let both bolt throwers get off 3 volleys, and then we'll compare. The spread shot is more obvious to see when they are shooting, but the single volleys are firing. They're just a little more subtle about it. As my Sun Dragons fly off into, appropriately, the sun. I believe we have one more volley to go. All right, and the replay is about to end, so I'm going to pause. With the spread shot, these Jade Lancers have 60 out of 60 models, so they're still full damage capacity, and they've only lost about 800 HP. Quick maths, it's more like 600 to 700, whatever. 600, 700, 800 HP, somewhere in there. These guys have lost 18 models. They've lost almost a third of their damage capacity, and they've lost nearly 2,000 HP. So, yeah. It's not worth it. I really want you to stop using spread shot on anything besides infantry. And even then, I would just ask you, is it worth it to shoot infantry at all with bolt throwers? Shoot literally anything else. And if the enemy army is entirely infantry, don't build bolt throwers. Just don't do it. And if you're like, well, my bolt throwers are there, like in campaign, I can't change what I've built for this one battle. All right, then fine. You're in campaign, the enemy army is literally all infantry, and you happen to have bolt throwers, then use multi-shot. Otherwise, don't bother.
Subscribe, yes, yes.